Alright, looks like I have another little project. So I just acquired this 2007 Kawasaki STX 12F. It has set in a barn and I'm guessing for a while, and has not been run. So the gas is old. You can smell the gas when you open up the cowling in there. It's that old sweet smell. So I got a new battery here. And overall, this thing looks really clean. Looks real good. Just doesn't run. I don't know if I'm going to have to rebuild the jet pump or not. Looks like some wrens have built nest up in there. So I'll be having to try to get something in there to hook all that and pull all that stuff out. Alright, and this is our engine. Looks really, really clean. So what I need to do is I need to flush the gas out of the system. First I'll drain the gas tank, and then I'm going to take the gas line off of here, and I'll put that into a small jar, put some fresh gas in the tank, and turn it on, crank it for just a little bit in order to drain all the, or push all the gas out of the gas pump and down through the lines, and flush it till the fresh gas is coming in. Once the fresh gas is coming through, or I'm pretty sure it is, then what I'm going to do is remove these fuel injectors. Alright, and clean all 4 of these fuel injectors, put them back on, and then we're going to hook up the gas line, crank it over, and see if we can get this thing to bust off. So that's the game plan for right now. Hopefully there's no little unpleasant surprise hiding up in there. This area of the state is known for having little pygmy rattlesnakes. If that happens to me, then I get to show you a video on how to neutralize the toxins in a rattlesnake bite. I really hope I don't have to do that video. Much cleaner. Wonder how hard it is to pull a gas tank on one of these things. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not, but we have our first little surprise. Trying to drain the actually, I'm trying to siphon the gas out of the gas tank, and I wound up with a bunch of black, oily looking stuff. It looks like it's straight up oil. Alright, I got the tank over on its side. Take a little peek of that. Yep. Actually kind of worries me because that's jet black, like old oil. I gotta do a little researching on that. Okay, what I'm reading says that the engine has to be pulled out in order to get the gas tank out through this opening here. I'm going to try not to do that. I really don't know that it's even possible to clean this gas tank effectively down in this hole, but I'm going to remove these 2 deals right here. I've got to clean them off. I'm sure they're caked in oil anyway, so I'm going to pull that stuff out of the tank, and that'll allow me to at least, it looks like, possibly get a hand down in that tank, and maybe with a little bit of acetone I might be able to clean that old oil out. So here we go. Well, I got it out. Yep, that don't look good at all. For something to be so clean on the outside, the inside is a complete train wreck. Let's see what I can do. Okay, after seeing that train wreck, I think it's going to be prudent to put a battery in this thing and see if the engine at least cranks over. Yes, I know, I probably should have already done that, but such is life. Okay, while I'm out here, I'm going to go ahead and pull the spark plugs on this and probably run up to O'Reilly's and see if they have some that will match it up. I'm going to go ahead while I'm into all this. I'm just going to go ahead and replace the plugs while I'm at it. Alright, I'm going to have to find something. I'm going to have to find something that'll reach down in there and pull those spark plugs out. Apparently the little rubber gasket on my socket is wore out or something, but it's not gripping. Goodness, I am such a rookie. Rookie maneuver. All you gotta do is drop that silly thing down in there, push it down, pull your stinking spark plug out, easy peasy. Put that back down there so no dirt daubers climb down in there. Not liking the looks of that. Yep, definitely going to replace the spark plugs. Okay, it's still pretty early. I'm going to use number 8mm to take these bolts out so I can remove the fuel injectors. See if I can't get those cleaned out. Alright, there only appears to be 2 little 8mm bolts. They both have washers on them, so be mindful of that. At least I think it's a washer. No. It's a wiring harness bracket. That's what that is. Oh. I don't even know what the heck. Down here. It's a spacer. I get to go hunt the spacer that fell down through there. So, be mindful of the spacer. That's a long old bolt. Now, I pulled this one out, but I gotta be careful of that spacer, so that's gonna take 2 hands. Alright. Do not let that part fall down there in the underneath that engine. That was utter hell trying to get back. Okay, now for the injectors. Alright. Okay, well, that was simple enough. Now I need to completely unhook the injectors. I got a little wiring harness over here. I'll put a light to that. I'm sure there's probably a prong on the back side that I'll have to press to get those wires off. Okay, this is pretty simple. Hopefully there's enough light. So there's a tab right there. Right there. Just get you a pair of pliers on either side and press, and then this will pop right out of that wiring harness. Alright, after 3 trips to O'Reilly's, I finally got the right stinking spark plugs, despite them trying to repeatedly sell the wrong ones to me when they were obviously wrong. Want me to go home and try them and see if they'll fit and then bring them back if they won't. Well, I told them to order the stinking ones that I had in my hand so I could know that they were going to be correct when I replace them. So anyways, I got them in today, so I'm going to replace the spark plugs. It's super easy. There's nothing to replacing these spark plugs. I'm sure most of you guys know how to do that. I'm going to put the new ones in, then I'm going to clean out these fuel injectors, get those all cleaned out. I'm going to change the oil later. First I'm going to get this jet ski running, get the muck out of the gas tank, get the jet ski running, and then once it's running, I'll let it run for a little while, get the oil heated up, and then I'm going to shut it off and change the oil. Alright, battery installed. Still couldn't get the dash to light up, but I've noticed that little red wire right there. That little red wire goes over to part of a little harness over here, and all that had fallen back inside the hole a little ways where I couldn't see it. And but I did notice on the ground wire on the battery that there's another one of those little bitty wires, and so obviously when I saw that, I knew that that little red wire had to connect to something over there on that left side. So I dug around until I found the loose wire, and now I've got power to my dash. So you don't want to drop these spark plugs all the way down there. It's just not a good idea. Take them all the way down and then release them. Just like that. Just cuts down the chances of damage. About 1/8 of a turn. Now that these spark plug wires are all seated down real good, I'm going to move on to the fuel injectors. Rig me up a little wire with a 12-volt battery and see if I can't get these blown out. Okay, cleaning the fuel injectors. Pretty easy process. So you're going to shoot your fluid in here once you open up the injector. To open up the injector, you need a little 12-volt battery, a couple of wires. Since the wire connections in here are really close together, I went ahead and put basically a coupling on here that's insulated to keep from jumping over and grounding out on both sides there. So push one in, then you bring the other one in. It's starting to rain. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but you should be able to hear an audible click. There it was. That's the fuel injector opening up. Once I open this up, then I'm going to shoot the carb cleaner through here. Okay, I used one of the leads to my multimeter to get up underneath this little rubber O-ring and pop it off the injector. So now that that's off, I'll be able to slide this right on there. Just like that. Pretty pretty. I'm going to try to get this on video. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm going to try it. There's one. There we go. There. That one's clean. Now, I'll do that to the other 3. Okay, now the injectors are all cleaned out. Now it's a matter of reinstalling all this. Just plug and play, basically. Okay, that's installed. Now we just have to put our spacers back in, along with our bolts, and make sure these little wire harnesses have the little washer hooked up. The bolt will go through the washer, and then that spacer comes in play. And remember, do not drop the spacer. Wow, I just figured out why that injector was missing 1/8 of an inch from going all the way down. It's because the spacer is still over here. I mixed it up with a socket. There's actually a socket I stuck in the spacer. Oh boy. That's what happens when you get old and can't see. Yep, a size 8. Dadgum. Alright, now I'm going to put the spacer in there instead of a socket. I'll be dang. The injector's seated all the way down on the engine block where they're supposed to be. Go figure. Okay, gas lines installed, bars installed, clean fuel injectors are installed. Excellent. Now, the fun part. See if I can get a light down in there. Oh, doesn't that look like fun? I'm going to shove some old rags down in there and see if I can't mop out that black sludge. The old, super old gas. It turned back to what looks like crude oil. Whew, nasty, nasty.